Hey, all you warriors out there, Chris Rangel from UnCaged. Today, we're going to focus on igniting the flame. So we want to ignite the warrior inside you. One question that was asked of me is, why do I feel like this program is important to men? To me, I feel like it's something that each person needs. It's something that, there are struggles from the day that you're born, from the beginning of time, clear to the end of time. Somebody at some point will have some sort of struggles. We're either building ourselves up, preparing to go through a struggle. We are currently in that stage where you're walking through a struggle, or we've just come out of a struggle. And so such is life, And a lot of times people, men in particular, don't know how to fight through some of the failures that we have, some of the ups and downs, some of the normalities of life. Take, for instance, I don't have to be that tough guy all the time. I can pull down that mask and become myself and be vulnerable at some point. Not to be soft by any means, but to be that person that's real. To say, hey man, I'm hurting today, or hey, I'm going through something. I know that when I was going through my neck surgery, I had C4, 5, 6, and 7 neck fusion. When I was going through that time, I didn't want people to know how much pain I was in, what I was feeling, how I felt like the world was crumbling because, I couldn't lift over 5 pounds over my head. I couldn't bend. It hurt to turn, a loss of range of motion, unable to perform even just basic things like taking care of myself. I had to rely on my wife. I had to rely on my family. I had to rely on my friends. I had to rely on my doctors. I had to rely on faith. And I was fighting through one of the toughest times of my life with a little bit of the knowledge of UnCaged, knowing that I knew how to prepare, how to do these things. I knew that it was something that happens to other people. But until you go through it, you find out where your warrior status is. And it did. It took me some time to figure out where I was at in that walk. And now that I've come through it, I've gone through the program. Now it's time to reignite that fire, to keep the fire going and give some truth. So to you men, 1, you want to have a solid stance. Have a solid stance. Know your true value. You want to be able to speak to those that you feel that could help you, even if you feel like I'm weaker for having to ask help, because you're not. You're actually stronger because you're opening up the door to make progression to, we're not just banging our heads on the wall. We're not just going into this and then let depression push us down. We're pushing through. We're going forward, and we're starting that journey on our self-healing. So, a lot of that is going to come down to what your beliefs are, your faith, your value system, and your support system. That's huge. If you don't have a support system, you need to find a band of brothers. That's what the UnCaged Warriors are. We're a band of brothers. That's why I created the program. I hope that you take this serious. I think that if you dive down really deep into your heart and find out, how do I deal with struggles? How do I deal with victories? How do I deal with everyday life? And you learn that, we're learning back and forth, and you can help somebody. You can build them up instead of letting them tear themselves down. And that very person may be yourself. So stick with it, ignite the fire, and be that UnCaged warrior. This is Chris Rangel coming at you. Take care.